Hi everyone, Colleen Patrick-Goudreau from joyfulvegan.com. Welcome to Vegan POV. Today I want to address the assertion that what people eat is a personal choice. A lot of people say, I eat meat, that's my personal choice, that's my business, don't tell me what to do. That is certainly one point of view, and here's my point of view. First of all, the idea that we think we're making conscious, independent decisions about what we eat is quite amusing because we're being told what to eat all the time through marketing, certainly through marketing of the meat, dairy, and egg industries, such that we actually think they have our best interest at heart. And so then a vegan comes along and that person, we might say, you're biased and you have an agenda. But they never say that, the meat, dairy, and egg industries have an agenda, even though they have an agenda. Like they're trying to make money off of you. So it's really a testament to the brilliance of the marketing arms of the meat, dairy, and egg industries that we think that to eat meat is neutral and to be vegan is biased. We're all biased. We all have a bias. That doesn't mean that just because your bias is status quo that it's not a bias. So that's that. As far as personal choice goes, the problem with this justification, eating meat is my personal choice, eating meat is my business, is that it assumes that there is no victim, that there's no other. It implies that the meat eater's desires or traditions or culture or taste buds or whatever are superior to anything or anyone else, and that because of this, he or she is absolved from the harm eating meat causes or dairy or eggs. It just doesn't hold water. As a society, we collectively decide that certain behaviors, certain actions, certain personal preferences, personal choices are inappropriate or morally reprehensible, particularly when they cause injury or harm to another. If you think about what abusive parents or spouses say when they're accused of child or spousal abuse, they often protest that it's nobody else's business how they treat their child or their wife or their husband, that people shouldn't meddle into their affairs and that they can do whatever they want in their own home. And there was a time when the law protected such people and justifications and practices, but this is no longer the case. We've created laws to make domestic child abuse illegal and punishable. When it comes to animal abuse, whether it's individual animal abuse in the home or systematic abuse in any of the animal exploitation industries, the difference is that it's just status quo. The difference is that it's become the norm. But just because billions of animals are being hurt and killed for us to use, to eat, to have them perform for us, to use as research tools, doesn't mean it isn't abuse just because it's status quo and part of our culture. It doesn't mean that it's not violence or pain. It just means that the abuse is systematic and hidden. And the animals whose bodies we've locked away and penned up and used up and cut up for our own pleasure, our own enjoyment, for our own personal taste, are no different than the victims of domestic abuse, who, if they had a choice, if they had a voice, they would choose not to be tormented or used or trapped or killed. When we take away the choice of another and then use that as license to hurt or kill, we're participating in an egregious act of cruelty, whether we do it ourselves or we pay others to do it for us. We only tell ourselves that it's personal choice, that it's our own business, so we can keep doing it and so that we sleep well at night. It's like if someone were to say, it's my personal choice to drink alcohol. Yes, that is true. But I have a problem with it's my personal choice to drink and drive. Right? Now, of course, you could say, well, sure, we have the choice to do whatever we want, right? But that doesn't mean there aren't consequences to doing whatever we want. It doesn't mean that it's legal to do whatever we want, and it doesn't mean it's okay to do whatever we want. Right? I mean, your right to throw your fist ends at my nose. So just as there is potential harm when you drink and drive, innocent victims who would suffer because of your desire to do whatever you want, there is more than potential harm when we decide we want to eat animals or do to them whatever we do to them, and we do many horrible things to them. There is definite, inevitable harm to animals whose bodies we use and whose lives we take just for our pleasure. Just because we've developed a desire to eat them, it doesn't mean we're exonerated because we say it's our personal choice to do so. A choice made from personal preference might be the color I paint my bathroom, or the kind of car I buy, or the way I style my hair. But once there's harm, once there's a victim, it's not personal anymore. A personal choice to hurt someone else, that doesn't come out looking like a very pleasant credo to live by. But because millions of people are living by this justification, billions of animals are unnecessarily suffering and dying by it, year in and year out. It seems to me that we can make another choice, one that doesn't hurt ourselves, that still brings us pleasure and doesn't hurt anybody else. That's my point of view. Thanks everyone for watching. If you like what you heard today, please give it a thumbs up and please share it with, I don't know, everyone you know, this person and that person and a stranger and a friend and a loved one. If you have anything to say, please leave your comments below and certainly subscribe to this channel. And please support these messages by clicking on the support button below and visit joyfulvegan.com for more information about living healthfully and compassionately. For the animals, this is Colleen Patrick-Goudreau. Thanks for watching.